Hello everybody, welcome to today's class. Today we're going to learn adjectives order. We're going to start our lessons with adjectives order. We're going to learn how to arrange adjectives properly in a sentence. When you have more than one adjective in a sentence, how are you going to arrange such adjectives properly in a sentence? Okay, so when you talk about adjectives order is a pattern of arranging multiple adjectives in a sentence. Now there's a pattern for arranging adjectives for it to be considered correct. Now in your exams, you're going to be asking questions on adjectives order. You're going to see questions on adjectives order in the section on completion of sentences. So it's very important for you to understand how to properly arrange adjectives in a sentence, and that's what we're going to be learning today. It's very simple. You just have to learn one thing that will help you in answering questions on adjectives order, and that one thing is the mnemonic. The mnemonic that will help you in answering questions on adjectives order. Okay, adjectives order. Okay, now the mnemonic is the cosine comp n. The cosine comp n, okay, that's the mnemonic. The cosine comp n, you just have to cram this mnemonic to help you in answering questions and adjectives order. Like I said, adjectives order is a way of arranging multiple adjectives in a sentence for it to be correct. There's a pattern in the English language that you have to arrange multiple adjectives in a sentence for it to be considered correct. Now, let's take for example, chairs. Okay, we have three lovely blue wood chairs. Okay, now these three lovely blue wood chairs, okay, all of these are adjectives that are qualifying these now chairs. Okay, now if you arrange this, if you move this lovely before three, the sentence will be incorrect. If you move wood before blue or take blue to this place, the sentence will be incorrect. Okay, so we are going to learn how to properly arrange adjectives in a sentence for it to be considered correct. And the mnemonic, like I said, they're going to use in answering a question on adjectives order. When you have multiple adjectives, when you have a question in your exam that requires you to properly place the adjectives to qualify a noun, okay, you're going to use this mnemonic to help you easily identify the properly arranged option. Okay, what is the cosine comp n? What is the cosine comp n? You just have to memorize it. The cosine comp n. Now, the cosine comp n is a mnemonic, which means each of the letters stands for a word. Okay, each of the letters stands for a word. Now, let's see. D stands for determiner. Okay, determiner includes words like a, an, they, those. Okay, now determiners are words that specify a noun, words that point to a noun, words that specify a particular noun. And an orange, you specify the noun orange. Sorry, a man, the man, that man, those men. Okay, so determiner specifies a noun, it points to a noun. So the next one is quantity. Okay, quantity. Now quantity refers to how many. Okay, how many something is, just how many or how much something is. Examples are 200, 100, little, plenty, etc. Okay, plenty, etc. Those words that show quantity of something. Okay, now after quantity, what do you have next? You have opinion. Okay, opinion are words that are relative. Opinion words are words that are relative. For example, if I say something is beautiful, you may not consider the same thing to be beautiful. If I say something is boring, you may consider that thing to be interesting. So those words that are relative, so you know, words that express one's opinions, words like beautiful, 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 um, ugly, boring, interesting, such words. Now, after opinion, what do you have next? You have S. Now, this S stands for size. Okay, this S stands for size. Okay, size. It stands for size, how big, how small something is. How big, how small something is. Okay, big, large, large, um, gigantic, gigantic, huge, huge. Okay, size refers to size, how big, how small something is. Now, after size, what do you have next? You have A, and this A stands for age. Okay, how old? Age. Age. How old the thing that is being described is. Is it ancient? Is it ancient? Is it modern? Is it modern? Is it modern? Is it new? Is it 5 years old? How old is the thing that is being described? Okay, now after age, what do you have next? You have this S. This S stands for shape. Okay, the first S stands for size, the second S stands for shape. What's shape? Okay, shape refers to shape. Okay, shape refers to shape refers to round, square, flat. What's the shape of the thing that is being described? Now, after shape, what do you have next? We have C, and this C stands for color. Okay, color. What is the color? Color of the thing that is being described: white, black, okay, orange, etc. Now, after color, the next letter in our mnemonic is M. Okay, now this M stands for material. Material. Okay, material simply means what the thing is made from. What is the thing? What is the noun made from? Okay, is it made from wood? Is it made from silk? Is it made from sand, the earth? What is it made from? Okay, examples are material. Okay, wood, 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 silk, silk, um gold, etc. Okay, what is the thing made from? What is it made from? Now, after material, what do we have next? You have P. Okay, now this P stands for purpose. Okay, this P stands for purpose. Okay, what's the purpose of the noun? What's the purpose? What's the use of the noun? The noun that is being described, is it for cooking? Is it for sweeping? Is it for sleeping? What is it used for? Okay, what's the use of the noun? Okay, writing, the noun, maybe the noun is used for writing, cooking, etc. Okay, what is it used for? Now, lastly, we have the noun. The noun. Okay, the thing that is being described, the name of the thing that all of these adjectives are describing. Okay, so just memorize this, our mnemonic. Just memorize this interesting mnemonic: the consonant comp n. The consonant comp n. Okay, very interesting. And it even has a very good reading: the consonant comp n. Okay, the consonant comp n. So just memorize it and know what each of them stands for. Once you memorize this mnemonic, it will be very easy, very easy for you to answer questions on adjectives order. Okay, now what we're going to do next is to look at the past questions and use this mnemonic to answer the questions that we have there. Okay, now we have this question from the past questions. Okay, the tourist from JAMB past questions. The tourist bought dash. The tourist bought dash. You have option a brown small Nigerian earthen pot. B, an earthen brown small Nigerian pot. C, a small brown Nigerian earthen pot. And D, a Nigerian small brown earthen pot. Which one is correct? Which one is correct? Okay, which one is the correct answer? So what we're gonna do is to bring our mnemonic. Okay, let's write down our mnemonic and use it to answer this question. The cosines comp n. Okay, the cosines comp n. Okay, the cosines comp n. Now the first thing is the determiner. You're going to look for the determiner. Determiner should start the adjectives. Okay, we have a and, okay, they all start with a determiner. They all start with a determiner. So the determiners are correctly placed in all of them. Now after determiner, what do we have? We have quantity. Do we have words that show quantity? Yes. The determiners that start the options also show quantity. Okay, a shows that it's just one and shows that it's just one that we're referring to. Okay, so they are determinants, they also show quantity. Now after the quantity, what do you have next? You have opinion. Okay, like I explained, words that are subjective, okay, words that do not express a general truth. So we look at opinion. Do we have any word that indicates opinion? Do we have any word that indicates opinion? No, we don't have any word that indicates opinion. Okay, so we are gonna move to the next letter. Okay, S. This S stands for what? Size. Okay, this S stands for size. So after A, okay, after the determiner, what should follow is the size. Do we have any option that follows the pattern? We have option A, brown color, no. Option B, earthen, no. Brown color, earthen material, okay, so it's not correct. Option C is correct, okay. Option C follows the pattern. Option D, then we have Nigeria. Nigeria refers to origin, okay. The O here refers to origin, okay, where the thing came from. Is it American, Nigerian, Chinese, okay, where the noun came from, the origin of the noun, okay, so it's not correct. Option C is the correct answer. Now let's still see if it follows our mnemonic. Okay, let's apply this mnemonic fully to it and see if it follows the mnemonic. Now we have a small. Now after size, what do we have next? Age. We have age. Do you have age? Any word that indicates age? No. Okay, now we'll move to the next letter. Shape. S, shape. Okay, do you have any word that shows shape? No. Then we'll move to the next letter. C. Do you have any word that shows C, color? Okay, C, color. Do you have any word that shows color? Yes, brown. So it still follows. So after small, what should follow is brown. Now after color, what we have next is O. O refers to origin. Chinese, Italian, American, Nigerian, Yoruba, Hausa, Igbo, origin. Okay, so origin. Do you have any word that shows origin? Yes, Nigerian. Okay, Nigerian. So it still follows the pattern. Nigerian. Now after origin, what do you have? Material. Do you have any word that shows material? Where it is made from? Material, where the thing that is being described is made from. Okay, now material, we have earthen. Earthen is the material, it's made from the earth. Okay, earthen. Okay, so it still follows the pattern. Now we have purpose, what the thing is being used for. Okay, but the thing that the pot is being used for is not mentioned. If we have something like cooking, it should come here. Okay, that means it's meant for cooking, but since it's not mentioned, okay, we'll skip it. Now the next thing is noun. So this follows the mnemonic and is the correct answer. So that's how to answer questions on adjectives order. Okay, it's very simple. Just summarize the mnemonic, the cosines comp n, the cosines comp n. That's all you need to know. Okay, now let's answer one more question. From the past questions, still on adjectives order. Okay, and let's do the next one. We have he put dash in a basket. He put dash in a basket. We have a dozen white eggs, a white dozen white eggs, a dozen white eggs. Okay, now to answer this question, what should we do? Let's go to the cosines comp n. Okay, the cosines comp n, the determiner. So any option you're going to choose must start a determiner. So we're going to strike off some options here now. Okay, this has to go, this has to go. Okay, now we're left with options B and D. Okay, now after determiner, what should follow? Quantity. So any option that you're going to choose has to have quantity after the determiner. So option D is correct. Okay, now let's see. After quantity, we have opinion, no size, no age, no shape. What we have next is color. So, and now all of these are not included. So option D is the correct answer. So D constant N is the key to answering this kind of question. Okay, now let's move to another topic. Another topic I want us to consider today is compound adjectives. Compound adjectives. Okay, now let's look at compound adjectives. I want to believe you've understood adjectives order. Okay, now let's look at compound adjectives. Compound adjectives are formed when you have two or more words joined together to act as a single adjective to qualify a noun. We have two or more words that are brought together to act as a single adjective, to qualify a noun. You call it compound adjective. Okay. When you have more than one word, the word might not be an adjective. It could be a noun. It could be a noun. It could be an adverb. Okay. When you have more than one word that are joined together, that are combined to form a single adjective to qualify a noun, you call such adjective a compound adjective. For example, 5-year-old boy. Okay, a 5-year-old boy, a 5-year-old boy. Okay, a fast moving car, a fast moving car, fast moving, fast and moving are joined together to qualify the car. So when you have two words or more than two words that are joined together to form a single adjective to qualify a noun, you call it compound adjective. Okay, but there are some rules that you have to obey while using compound adjectives, and this is where you are being tested on in your exams. Those rules I have to obey while using compound adjectives, and there are just two of them. The first one is hyphenation. Okay, hyphenation, that's the first rule. Hyphenation. Hyphenation. Okay, hyphenation. Now, in compound adjectives, when you have more than one word coming together to form a single adjective to qualify a noun, you must join the words with a hyphen. For example, fast moving car, fast moving, fast moving car. Okay, fast moving car, fast and moving. You have to combine the two words with a hyphen. Another example, 5-year-old boy, 5-year-old boy. Okay, you have to combine the three words that describe the boy with hyphens. Okay, so that's the first two. You must combine when you have more than one word, okay, that are used together as a single adjective to qualify it. Now you must join the different words with a hyphen. That's very important. Okay, now the next thing is, even on the words in the compound adjective is a noun, you must not pluralize it. Okay, you must not pluralize it. Let's take for example 5-year-old boy. Okay, now yeah is a noun. Okay, now 5 here should make you want to pluralize ye. Okay, but you're not going to pluralize ye because ye here is not functioning as a noun but as an adjective. Do we have plural adjective and singular adjective? Of course not. Okay, so when you have a noun acting as an adjective, you should not pluralize it. Okay, 5-year-old boy, you must not pluralize the noun in a compound adjective. So those are the two rules. First, you must hyphenate. Second, you must not pluralize the noun that is in the compound adjective. That's very simple. Those are the two rules in compound adjectives. So let's just answer some questions on compound adjectives from the past questions. In this question is on compound adjectives. The dash panel set up to investigate the matter has submitted their findings. The dash panel set out to investigate the matter has submitted their findings. The dash panel set up to investigate the matter has submitted their findings. We have option A, 5 men, B, 5 men, C, 5 men, and D, 5 man. Which one is correct? Which one is correct? Okay, just the two rules. One, it must be hyphenated. Second, the noun must not be pluralized. Okay, so we are going to choose the option that obeys these two rules. Okay, now let's see the options. Option A, we have 5 man. 5 man, no hyphen. Check it off. Okay. B, 5 men, hyphen, yes, men, plural. No. Option C, 5 men, no hyphen. And it has plural. It has a plural now. And it has a plural now. Double no. Okay. Now the next one is 5 man. 5 man. It has hyphen. Good. The noun is singular. Good. So this is the correct answer. Okay. This is the correct answer. The 5-man committee said the 5-man panel set up to investigate the matter has submitted their findings. This is very easy, very simple. Okay. Now let's see another topic that is also very important. I have a lot of questions on it in the past questions, and this has to do with percentage and fraction concord. Percentage and fraction concord. This is very important because a lot of questions have been asked on it in the past questions. Let's see. Percentages and fraction concord. Now, you know there are some sentences that start with percentages like 3/4, half, 1/4, you know, those sentences that start with percentages. Okay, there's a rule, there's a concord rule that you have to obey while making such statements and while answering questions on such sentences in the section on completion of sentences. And those sentences that start with percentages like 10%, 20%, 50%, etc. Okay. Now there is a rule, there's a concord rule you have to obey while answering such questions. There are so many concord rules, but we're just talking about this one because it's less popular and questions are usually being asked on it in the exams, especially JAMB UTME past questions. Okay. I've seen a lot of it in JAMB UTME past questions. So that's why I was talking about it. Percentages concord and fraction concord. Now we have a fraction as a subject of a sentence. When you have a fraction as the subject of a sentence, you already know what the subject of a sentence is. I want to believe that. When you have a fraction as the subject of a sentence, now your attention should be on the noun that comes after the fraction. When you have a fraction or a percentage as a subject of a sentence, your attention should be on the noun that comes after the percentage or the fraction. Okay, now let's say for example half of the class is absent today. Okay, now half is a fraction, right? Half is a fraction. Half of the class is absent today. Half is a fraction. So we have class. Class is a noun. Half of the class. Class is a noun. So your attention should be on the noun class that is after the fraction half. Because the noun class is singular, the verb that is in the sentence should also be singular. Okay, because class, the noun that comes after the fraction is singular. Half of the class is absent. Okay, class is singular, so is singular as well. Okay, half of the students are absent today. Now we have students coming after half. Okay, we have students coming after half. Now students here is plural, so I have to use a plural verb in the sentence are. Half of the students are absent today. So your attention should be on the noun that comes after the fraction or the percentage. Now let's see percentage. 50% of the land has been developed. 50% of the land has been developed. Okay, now when you have this statement, what's the noun that comes after the percentage? Land, right? Land, is it singular or plural? Is singular. Okay, so we have to use a singular verb in the sentence. 50% of the land has a singular, has been developed. Okay, 50% of schools in Nigeria are owned by the government. 50% of schools in Nigeria are owned by the government. Okay, 50% is a percentage, right? Now after 50%, what do we have? We have schools. Schools, singular or plural? Plural, right? So that means we should use a plural verb in the sentence. 50% of schools in Nigeria are plural. Okay, plural of is are plural, are owned by the government. So that's how to answer such questions. When you have fractions, we have percentages as the subject of a sentence, okay, or as the subject of the clause. You're going to make sure that the verb that is in the sentence or the clause agrees with the noun that comes after the percentage or fraction. Okay, so that's how to answer questions on percentages and fraction concord. Okay, percentages and fraction concord. Any question that you see in your exams that starts with or has its subject as a percentage or a fraction, just obey this rule. Look at the noun that is after the fraction or the percentage and make sure that the verb agrees in quantity with the noun that is after the percentage or fraction. I believe that is clear now. So it's time for us to answer some questions on these from the past questions. Now let's see this question from the past questions, JAMB past questions. 3/4 of the people in the village dash killed, but only 50% of their herds dash affected. 3/4 of the people in the village dash killed, but only 50% of their herds dash affected. Which one is correct? We have was, where were, C, where was where, okay? Was where. Which one is correct? Was, where was where. Which one is correct? Okay, which of these will fill the gaps accurately? Okay, now let's see. 3/4 of the people in the village, okay? What now comes after 3/4? What now comes after, immediately after 3/4? Okay, see, we have two nouns. So we have people, we have village. So you're going to choose the one, you're going to look at the one that comes immediately after the fraction. Okay, now people is the one that comes after the fraction. So you're going to choose, you're going to focus on people. People now, is it singular or plural? People is plural. Okay, so you're going to make sure that any verb that will be here will be plural as well. Okay, the verb here should be plural. So let's see, let's look at the options and strike off anyone that does not have a plural verb. Okay, that does not have a plural verb in the first position. So what we're going to do is to look at the options and strike off anyone that does not contain a plural verb in the first gap. So you're going to have, you're going to strike off this option A, was. Okay, option B, okay, plural verb first. Option C, plural verb first. Option D, was, singular. So we are left with options B and D. Now, in the village dash killed, but only 50% percentage. Okay, 50% of their hearts dash affected. Okay, 50% of their hearts, singular or plural? Plural. Okay, plural. 50% of their hearts, plural. Hearts is plural. So we are going to choose a plural verb here. Okay, plural verb is going to fill this gap. So let's see, where was, no. So option C is the correct answer. Okay, 3/4 of the people in the village were killed, but only 50% of their herds were affected. So option C is the correct answer. Okay, so all you have to do is just to look at the noun, the first noun. If there are multiple nouns that come after the fraction or the percentage, the first noun that comes after the fraction or percentage is what you should focus on. Okay, if you singular, make sure that the verb in the sentence or the first clause, in like this example has two gaps. We have two different clauses in one gap. Okay, so the first gap and the second gap. So your attention should be on the noun that comes immediately after the percentage or fraction. If it's plural, verb should be plural. If it's singular, verb should be singular. Okay, so that is it. That's all about percentage and fraction concord. So we've talked about adjectives order, we talked about compound adjectives, and we've talked about percentages and fraction concord. So 3 different topics is what we covered in this video. Thank you very much for learning with me. I will see you again in my next video. Thank you and bye.